I'm going to explain it.
No, it's in English.
Whenever you want, you can start.
Okay. I'm going to tell you one of the stories from 100 stories that I had in Isfahan, which is one of the nicest city of Iran. Big monuments, blue mosques, and very beautiful and green city. So, how I felt in love with this square. For the third time I entered to this square from the north part of it. It was afternoon, and I felt in love with this square. It was really beautiful, and it grabs me. I was planning to go to Bali, actually. And the reason that I came to Isfahan was this, that I went to get my visa for Bali to start a business in Bali, and I met an Australian lady that she managed everything, that we're going to start a carpet business in Bali. And so I went to embassy. They said, okay, your visa is ready next week. You can come. I went to airport to go back to Iran, to Mashhad. I'm from Mashhad. There was no flight to Mashhad, and I called my wife that, is that okay if I go to Isfahan? Because they're screaming in airport, Isfahan, right now, almost free. She said, okay. For the third that I came to Isfahan, I found that, wow. I felt in love suddenly. And I called my wife and said, do you like to live in Iran? In Isfahan? Because before that we used to live in Turkey, for 10 years. She says yes. And I went to telephone office and I made a phone.
Your wife is Iranian? Or?
Yes, she's Iranian. And I made a telephone call to Bali, to Indonesia, to my friends Australian, said, sorry, I felt in love with something. And she said, I respect love. So, but we are still good friends. So I start to go around the square, and every steps, I was almost flying because of the beauty of the mosque, beautiful 510 meter by 160, palace, bazaar, this bazaar, the other mark, wow, just amazing. And I searched and searched and searched, and I found a man after 2 days that he wanted to share with me. I was looking to buy a shop. There was no shop for sale. And I said, I rent your shop. Said, no rent. And one man that he just came from America, he was with some carpets in his shop. I went in, and then he says, yeah, I don't mind to work with you. I said, what are you going to do? I said, carpet business. I work with tourists. And I said, I like that. Who knows you here? I said, nobody. But if you ask in Mashhad, they know me. Most carpet sellers, they know me. And he said, okay, I'll let you know in 24 hours. I said, okay. After 24 hours, I went there and said, okay, let's sit and write an agreement. We wrote an agreement, and then I said, the carpets are mine. I sell them, I buy them, I bring them. You count the money, and I trust you. And shop is yours, and I can give you a check that you don't need to be worried. We start to work. The first few months, it was amazing, because before I go to Bali, I traveled 6 months around Iran to buy the most unique, beautiful, old nomadic pieces. Saddle bags, salt bags, spoon bags, different type of carpet, prayer mat, sofa, anything. Beautiful collection. And the shop became very, very famous that I didn't have time to eat even. I knew how to give services to tourists. If they were buying something, I used to invite them, join us for lunch. So some others are coming by bicycle, by motorbike, by truck. And it was a very small shop in northeast of the square called Nomad Carpet Shop. Slowly became very famous. And then I had a land in Mashhad. I sold that one. And my friends, they prepared some money. We bought a land, just an old house next to the palace square, that you know where it is. And so we started renovating it. It took us about years and years till it get the permissions. And anyhow, we paid a lot, and we changed it into the carpet shop, 2-3 plants. One of the nicest story is this, that it makes me really happy that I haven't been changed yet, even right now, today. So groups were coming. Exodus group, Encontro, Overland, Dragoman, Top Decks, different drivers by 2, 3, 4 people by bicycle. And I used to give them services. There were there were 10 people were working for me. Take these to mechanic, do them, it's good for the country. They spend money in this country, no matter they spend here, no problem. But it's good for the economy of the country. So the shop became very, very famous. Different ambassadors were recommending people, and these people, they used to write to Lonely Planet. I think it's nice to put this shop in Lonely Planet because they never force us to buy some things. And anyhow, the nicest story, one of the nicest that I have is this. Came a group from, I think was Encontro Overland, that the main office was in London, but they used to come from Egypt. So through different countries, Greece, Turkey, then Iran, and then to Pakistan. Came a group about 18 people from 2-3 American, 2 Canadian, British, Australian, New Zealander, and the mix of but nice people, very, very nice people. When the groups used to come to Isfahan, to bring them, the leader, to my shop, normally they need help to change the oil, so 1 or 2 guys used to go with them to help them. And he used to recommend them that this is the main shop that you have here, any help you want, Houssain will help you. First, I used to give them a lecture and then let them free. And I said, this is my quality, this is my price, you can come and go. I never asked you to buy. But one day, I think it was this 3rd day, everybody came and they wanted to buy carpets. So all these people, they bought carpet. And it was a good day, good business. They were all happy, we were all happy. And among these people, there was one nice gentleman that I was watching him, that he never asked me question, but he goes and touch this carpet, that carpet, and anyhow, the carpet business almost finished with them, or they bought their carpets. Some of them need to be sent by post, exportation, some they were taking with them. And this man, he wanted to leave, and then he looked at the carpets, and I found that there must be something wrong. And I asked him, what's your name? And I don't want to say the name, also it's better not to say. He said, my name is this. And then I said, I think you're interested in something. What's your problem? He says, I'm interested in carpet, but I'm a student. I have no money. And I said, okay, no problem. Come here, please. I told to one of my workers to open these carpets, 6, 7 carpets. And I said, please choose whatever you like. He says, I like that one. And I told to my workers, wrap it for him, please. I said, hey, wait, Houssain, I have no money. I said, don't worry. These groups, they all bought. Let's say I had 500 euro profit. I don't mind to pay you 200. It's nice, You feel better amongst the others. And I had such an idea that, everybody bought and he didn't buy, so maybe it's not good, and I don't want they think that he's poor or something. That's my culture, thinking like this. Anyhow, I gave him the carpet, and then he says, give me your bank account that I send you the number later. I said, no, you don't need to send. That's a gift. I think that I made this much money. Anyhow, this is story past. It was about 6 years ago. I used to go to the shop and take a tea and come and look at the square. It's really beautiful. And
You're very in love.
it is nice. It is really nice. It is really nice. And very clean. And a couple were passing, and I said, good morning. And I said, good morning. And then when they passed 2-3 steps, the gentleman says, he's the guy. I didn't know what about his talking. And anyhow, it was in afternoon, and this couple, they came to my shop. And they said, we are looking for old Baluch carpet. And I opened a few carpets. And then they choose 3 beautiful old piece, and they asked my opinion, which one are better. I said, what you have chosen, they're the nicest. How much are these? And do your best. I said, I will do my best, of course, why not? And they were very, very pleased about price and everything. And then he told me, 18 years ago I was here, and I'm the person you give me the carpet. And I was thinking always about Iran and buying carpets and coming to your shop. And I say, I always try to go to Iran and buy carpet. And whenever I was looking carpet, I say, I will go to Iran. Anyhow, and then they said, I can't remember. And then, no, you do remember, I think. And then I found, yes, I didn't want to say anything. Yeah, no. It wasn't me, it was God. Anyhow, And we did a good business with them. And then I asked personal questions. Saying that we have children right now also. And my mother-in-law is taking care of our daughter. And I said, oh my God, these carpets are for them, but I have to give a gift for their daughter also. So I searched all around to find the piece that a young girl can be interested. And I said, this is a gift for your daughter. So we can think like this, that when you do something, you don't have to expect that it comes back to you, but it always comes around more and more and more. That was one of the stories that I could explain you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you.